Hey guys, and welcome to Dead Rails. I know a lot of you already know this game, it's been out for a hot second, and a lot of you already know how to get the best results out of each playthrough. But if you're anything like me, then this game is totally new to you, and if that's the case, then welcome. This is the perfect guide for you. Welcome to the Dead Rails Noob Guide. When you first get into the game, you put into the lobby. In order to start the game, you gotta walk up to this platform to start an in-game lobby. Awesome, you're in. Hopefully you brought some friends. You can also play the game solo, but it's a little harder. You have two modes, normal and nightmare. Nightmare is so much harder, so go for normal for the time being. Okay, so now in-game, you start off basically poor. You have $20 to your username. So the first thing you gotta do is go over to the trading post, grab that gold bar off the ground, and sell it for your first stack of cash. Next, you want to go to the general store and buy some coal. This will be the first fuel you get for your train. But if you want to be risky, you can buy one coal and one pickaxe, if there is a pickaxe in the store. This whole game is run on RNG, so you never know what you're gonna get. Coal is a for sure thing though. There's a newsstand just outside the general store, or wherever it shows up for you, which has the news. You can use that for fuel too. Doesn't give too much, but it's a good start. I mentioned the pickaxe because there are mineral and metal deposits outside of the base that contain gold, silver, and even extra coal. Be sure to keep a lookout for those mounds of rock when you're out there. Money is super important in this game. You need money to buy new weapons, ammo, healing items, armor, and fuel. It's important that you save up and don't spend it all at once, and it's also important that your train doesn't run out of fuel in the middle of nowhere. That's just an easy ticket to die and restart fresh. Now, it's time to get going. You have to leave the base to collect zombies and loot and whatever else you find along the way. Most loot and zombies are found in houses, towns, and outposts along the tracks you travel on. Sometimes you can run up on a town that seems to have zombies in it. Only stop at towns if you're fully prepared. You need a lot of ammo for this because towns outside of your base are usually overrun with zombies. But once you've got that under control, find a bank and see if it has a safe in it. Now the code to that safe is somewhere in the town. My friend found it in this run on the mayor. Once you find it, you can unlock the bank safe and grab all the loot inside. It's really finicky, so be careful when you're putting in the code. You can bag the loot in your sack that you have by pressing F on an item. There's also bonds you can use to buy weapons and classes in the lobby. I suggest stacking up on those whenever you find them. This is one of the faster ways to earn money and fuel. Also, check the houses in towns. Sometimes you can find more valuable items in the houses and more fuel for your train. Cool thing, by the way, is that you can nail things to your train so they don't go flying off when you pick up speed. You can do this with just about everything. Zombies, horses, items, coal, weapons, anything you could really get your hands on. A good practice to have because you can nail extra fuel to the side of your train. Ironically, zombies can also be used for fuel. There's so many of them that randomly spawn into the world that they're basically either free fuel or free cash, though they're not worth very much, so we use them mostly for fuel. You have other enemies in this world other than the zombies. There are vampires, werewolves, and outlaws. When you kill any of them, you take them to the trading post in your base and exchange them for money. Out of the three I just mentioned, outlaws are the only enemy type where you don't take them to the trading post to earn money. You take them to the sheriff for a bounty, and outlaws are a pretty good score if you get a lot of them. $35 a pop. You can usually find more outlaws in outlaw camps. Something to keep in mind is that this game has a day and night cycle, which happens pretty quickly. During the night cycle, you have the chance for different cycles, for lack of a better explanation. There's the full moon, where werewolves spawn more often and are more dangerous. There's the blood moon, where vampires spawn more often and become more dangerous. A blood moon makes the whole sky red, so it's easier to tell. Then there's the lightning storm nights. These can be really dangerous because if lightning strikes you, you basically blow up. Hide out in a house if you've stopped, and if you're playing with friends, have them hide under the canopy of the locomotive. If you're lucky, you could get a lightning rod. You get a little safer if you have one attached to your train. And last but not least, you have regular nights. Nothing spectacular usually happens during these nights, but zombies tend to be more dangerous and spawn more frequently. So dangerous outside, but what about inside the base? You're practically safe in any base that you encounter. Any zombie, vampire, werewolf, or outlaw that runs into the base will immediately get gunned down from the turrets at the top of your base. So basically free money. You just gotta watch out for the turret ammo. It does run out and you'll need to reload it. You do that by buying turret ammo at the gunsmith and just leaving it by the turret. It automatically feeds into it as it's used. But be careful, once you're out of your base, you can easily die, and when you die, you lose all of your loot and weapons and start from scratch. It's basically a roguelike in that sense, so always stay on your toes and remember to aim for the head. Oh, and there's no friendly fire, so you won't kill your friend by accident, I promise. When you make it to the end, the very end, you have to lower the drawbridge and wait for 4 minutes. But here's the catch. You're basically driving this train into a bandit stronghold that's armed to the teeth. There are bandits on turrets shooting at you as you come in, and more bandits pouring out of the houses along the tracks. Eventually, some zombies make it in too. So don't be like me and actually arm yourself better for this. When you win, you'll automatically get 15 bonds. This is great because you'll get put back into the lobby right after, and if you collected all of the bonds from whatever town you ran into, you can buy a new class. Classes are basically a cool little starter kit for you. Some classes give you equipment at the start, like the miner, and some classes give you abilities, like how the priest class is absolutely invulnerable to lightning strikes. And one last thing to mention, closer to the end of the tracks, when you have about 1 or 2 more bases to get to, you'll encounter an outpost or a castle. Be as prepared for these as you were for a town, because these places are usually packed to the brim with zombies or monsters. The outpost has a very specific zombie that has a bounty worth $150. You'll be able to tell him apart from the rest because of his black coat. The castle, on the other hand, is overrun with vampires and werewolves. Vampires are easy to deal with. They just teleport around. But the one thing you've got to worry about, really, is the werewolves. They're huge, they're buff, and no pun intended, they hit like an oncoming train. Unless you're super prepared for a castle, I'd suggest leaving it. I'm not kidding when I say these werewolves hit like a tank. They're really high HP too, and super unrelenting. So that's it. That's everything about the game and everything you need to know about it. Let me know in the comments below if this was helpful for you. Be sure to check out PGG for more news and codes of your favorite games. If you liked this video, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and share it with your friends. I'll see you next time, guys.